some cultures think of time sequentially as a linear commodity to spend, save, or waste. On the other hand, other cultures view time synchronically as a constant flow to be experienced in the moment and as a force that cannot be contained or controlled. Some examples of sequential cultures are the United States, Canada, England, Germany, the Northern European countries, Netherlands, or Australia, as you might see in a little bit. On the other hand, you tend to find synchronic cultures in Southern Europe, South America, or in Asia. But I will leave Tom to explain in detail what synchronic and sequential cultures are. Based on the initial research of Edward Hall, it is very important to mention that sequential cultures are called monochronic and synchronic cultures are polychronic.
So again, going back to the work, it was based on the work of, again, Edward Hall, who talked about polychronic and monochronic time. So monochronic time is where time is linear, one leads to the other. So it's always about being on time. Whereas polychronic time is where time is life. It's about being in the present. So people who are coming from polychronic cultures tend to be far more loose with time, far more loose. They don't get as stuck on time because time is very much a flowing instance. We joke about the time when if you were in Fiji, which is an island of Australia, Fiji, they talk about Fijian time. And if you're standing at a bus stop and the timetable says the bus is going to come at 10 o'clock and you wait there, it's 10, 10:30, 11, and you say, when is the bus coming? You'll find people will say, the bus will come when it comes. Right? Relax.
It is the same. I remember when I was actually in South America, it wasn't that bad. But in Spain, when you come from even UK, let's say West, more Germany maybe, and then you go to Spain and everybody's the Spanish time, yeah.
Correct, Spanish time. Yeah. It's wow, because it's the siesta, it's much looser, and so people would argue that a lot of it has to do with the weather, it's warmer, etc. Yes, there's multiple theories on that. But it's also the value placed on it. So I was doing a webinar this evening with a group from India, and we were talking about developing cultural intelligence for emerging economies. And one of the things that we were discussing was the fact that Indians, as a rule, right? So as a general rule, there's a term called Indian stretch time, because Indians, as a general rule, have a loose structure around time, right? They're not so tight on it. Meetings tend to be fluid. Timetables tend to be, so everybody understands that, right? But that is a stereotype that exists about Indians in other parts of the world. So if you're in India working with Indians, it's fine. But if you take that behavior and come, say, to a country like Australia, right? The meeting is supposed to be at 10 a.m. and you turn up at 10:15 or 10:30. Here already you are perceived now to be rude, unprofessional, right? Ignorant. And so already the meeting is starting on a bad footing, right?